Everyone knows that the lyre is our Lord Apollo's instrument, but not everyone knows how he got it. This is that story. In the days of which I speak, Apollo owned a herd of fine cattle, which he pastured on the slopes of Mount Pieria. He was very proud of them, and often went to admire them. But one day he found that a dozen of his cows were missing. In astonishment and anger, Apollo set out to track the thief. For him, of course, it was easy, even if a dozen cows had not left a clear trail. Swiftly he followed them, through forests and mountains, across rivers and broad plains. At last he came to the trail's end to find no cows, but only charred bones and the ashes of a fire. Someone had slaughtered his cows, feasted on them, and given the rest as an offering to the gods. But who could have done that? Angrily, Apollo followed the tracks of the thief. They led him to the mouth of a cave, from which came strains of the most beautiful music he had ever heard. Curious now, Apollo entered the cave and saw a remarkable sight. A small boy, little more than a baby, sat on the edge of his cot, plucking the strings of an instrument. The body of the instrument was made of the shell of a tortoise, into one end of which had been fixed 2 uprights, and these were joined at the top by an ivory bridge from which descended 7 strings. Quickly and deftly, with his small fingers, the boy was plucking the strings to produce a wonderful sound. Apollo was so interested that it was only when he noticed the blood and grease stains on the child's face and hands that he remembered his cattle, and his divine wrath returned. "So, little thief," he said, "what do you think you deserve for stealing my cows?" The boy looked up and grinned. "Why, what do you mean, Lord? How could one as small as I am steal a cow?" "Do not lie to me, child," said Apollo. "I tracked you here. Now you will pay for my cattle with your life." "Can I not offer you other payment, Lord?" asked the boy. "This instrument, perhaps, which I invented today for my amusement." The music intrigued Apollo. "Let me try it," he said. Taking the instrument, he sat down and began to play. Under his inspired fingers, melodies grew, song led into song. "This," he said at last, "is worth many cows to me. I know you now, little brother Hermes. But next time you want meat, steal someone else's cows." "I will," said Hermes the trickster, and grinned. And that is how Apollo got his lyre.